It's the world's largest privately held international moving group, running relocations, logistics and warehousing and freight forwarding on a round-the-clock basis. Crown Worldwide is a Hong Kong company, and nearly 50 years ago it was set up by New Jersey native Jim Thompson. He started with an investment of just $1,000. It certainly brought dividends.
We are probably a good indicator because we've started here and we've grown from here. And over those years, I've watched the new developments of our companies and new locations. And I've found, even though countries or cities actually invite you to take part in their economic activity, I've found bureaucracy, I've found high taxes, corruption, bad labor practices, and that sort of thing. And when I compare all those things I've seen in various countries around the world with Hong Kong, I see none of the bad things. We have an energetic workforce here, and that actually has driven me personally for many, many years just to be part of that.
For Jim Thompson, the idea of starting a group which turned into an international firm with 58 worldwide locations was inspired when he saw Hong Kong's advantages, including an open economy, the rule of law and international connections. Inspiration that remains the same today.
I've been to Asia a few times when I was a young man, and I was truly inspired to come back. To be very honest, I didn't know I was going to be here all this time, nor did I know I was going to start a business. But once it happened, I realized that this was sort of the undiscovered part of the world, and it was the right place to be. We originally started in Japan, and I came to Hong Kong shortly after I started the business, and I just saw the opportunities were abundant here. And it's interesting now, after all these decades, or these years, that we not only anchored ourselves in the right place then, but certainly now as Asia starts to really develop. But we feel we've been part of a wave, and we've been riding that wave for a long time, and it's better and bigger than it has ever been.
This 12,500 square meter warehouse in Hong Kong is where Crown produces most of its goods from China and takes it to the world and then back again. And there are all kinds of manufacturers that are involved, particularly those in the garment manufacturing trade and in cosmetics. And many of these people have got vast amounts of product to send overseas. For example, one has something like 8 million items that fly out of here every year, which means that Crown really relies on two things. It relies on reliability as well as speed.
Crown Worldwide has 5 different divisions, but just how important is logistics as the beating heart of the company?
Logistics is a very broad word. It's actually another word for transportation. And we work in specific categories of the logistics field, like the international moving and document storage and project high fashion work. And I think that will continue going regardless of the ups and downs. Of course, there's some fluctuations, but in the specific categories that we work in, I'm as optimistic as I've ever been. When you look at it from a long-term picture, in this case almost 50 years, we have seen so many cycles over that period of time, the ups, the downs, and whatever. And we have never really had any disastrous period. There's slight adjustments to that because the types of business we do are, in some cases, a little bit recession-proof anyhow.
Hong Kong's connections with the mainland are all important for Crown, but so too are opportunities in Southeast Asia. So Jim Thompson believes firms will have to focus on Asia for decades, and a regional headquarters in Hong Kong should be in the plan. In the logistics business, staying ahead of the curve is important, which is why the Asian Logistics and Maritime Conference in Hong Kong in November 2012 is a go-to conference.
The logistics conference that's about to take place is going to be a wonderful venue, a wonderful meeting point for a lot of people to exchange ideas, and for people in this part of the world to relay just how exciting and dynamic things are here right now.
Crown Worldwide has diversified into fine arts and business information storage, as well as professional wine storage in Hong Kong's burgeoning market, and third-party logistics, but with some steadfast rules for success.
At the heart of it all, and one of our core values, is the importance of quality in our business. I think in any service-type business, airlines or restaurants or hotels, if you're not a quality company, you really won't be around that long. You have to have this reputation. We found that it was a big part of our culture and will always be a big part of our culture to provide the very best service. Nothing pleases me more than to exceed the expectations of some of our customers to the point where they call us and say, fantastic service from your company.